Hi, I'm Harmony. I'm a top 500 sim player, and today I'll be looking at another game from MonaVanderwall with Symmetra. It'll be on Numbani again, but this time their team is running a Sigma Hog comp as opposed to the Reinhardt Zarya from last time. So this time you'll be playing a little bit differently. This type of team composition specializes in getting picks and then taking the objective, where a Widow can get snipe shots, Roadhog can get picks with his hook, and as Symmetra, as the other DPS, you also need to be looking for picks on your own time, um, mostly through TP Bomb, or you can help your Sigma in the front line. So let's see what happens here.
Je weet nooit hoe een koe een haas vangt.
Ich bin da.
Hoi. Activating the barrier. Behind you.
Fences in place. Elevator online. All systems check out. Game on. Sentry deployed. I am claiming the objective. Support me.
That was a good kill on the Ana. What I would do here is, instead of teleporting to the high ground, instead of TPing right here, I mean, yes, it is good in general to be on the high ground as opposed to on the low ground. In this instance, you don't really want to be on the high ground because there's only one target for you to kill on point here, and that's the Ashe. And when you're on high ground, it's a good opportunity to spam orbs, but in this case, when there's only one enemy, spamming orbs isn't as effective as spamming as if like there are multiple people, because you're more likely to hit them with your orbs. So in this case, I would just TP to point, because when you teleported the turret here, and the turret up here, it obviously isn't going to hit someone. So if you TP'd like right here, well, any turrets that you teleport will hit anyone on point. You can start beaming whoever's on point, and you can also teleport back to high ground. Now in this case, if you TP'd here and then drop down to point, it would be a full commit. You would not be able to teleport back since you dropped it down.
Fire here. Turret online. This is not your time.
I would also advise you to be more mindful of when to manually delete your teleporter. In this case, you're on the low ground and you don't really have any way of getting back up to your teleporter, so you know that you're not going to use it. And if you take a quick look up here, you know that none of your teammates are up here, and none of them are going to use it. So in that case, the clear option is to press E to destroy your teleporter and get that cooldown started. Remember, teleporter cooldown is 10 seconds, and it starts only after it's destroyed. So you want to be getting that cooldown started as soon as possible. So as soon as you know you or your teammate is not going to use that teleporter, you make sure to destroy it. Because that teleporter, with that starting that cooldown as fast as you can, it could come in handy with using the teleporter as soon as you can next fight to maintain momentum. So yeah, you do eventually destroy the teleporter, but if you want to climb with Symmetra, it would be you have to think about a lot of different things at once, and that includes being mindful of when to destroy your teleporter.
Sentry turret placed. I am in error. And let's keep it moving. Perfect alignment.
So right now, what I would be doing is I would be pushing up. I like the turret on the cart. And then I'd be pushing up to try to maintain momentum that comes with capturing the first point. Really, your entire team should be moving up while one person stands on the cart. Something I like to do is teleport high ground. It depends on how far back the enemy is, but you could even walk in here and start spamming orbs from here. Or if the enemy's pushed up, you could spam orbs from like right here. You could teleport all the way over here to get a good angle. But really, whenever you cap first point on hybrid, you want to have most of your team pushing up to maintain that momentum. Because, I mean, right now, this Winston is pretty much alone, while the rest of his team is either coming back and spawn, or just respawning. So, that's what I would do. Also, it's good to move forward, because you can get good turret spots, and have them set up for the fight. Like turrets here. I like a turret up in this area. But yeah, I'm not gonna tell you exactly how to place your turrets, but in general, it's good to push up so you can have turrets in the fight.
I am sorry.
No one can hide from my sight.
There is still photon barrier is up. Yahi param vastavika hai.
Do something!
I'm moving the payload. My tempo is online.
I like this teleporter. This is basically the same thing I was just talking about. You won the fight, so now you want to push up. Take space, use your constructs. And this is what I see you doing.
Turret deployed.
This is what you should have done before last fight.
Sentry turret placed.
Evidence suggests a sniper.
Raksha pranali sandhika. I am in error.
I just wanted to say that well, when you fuck up your TP like that, I just wanted to say that I do the same fucking thing all the time. So, yeah, it happens.
Sentry deployed. This is not your time. Fall back. Teleporter online. Remove installation.
You did pretty well for that fight,
Death is an illusion.
but they had nano blades, so there wasn't much you could do.
Turret in place. I still have use for you. My servants never die.
Okay, you did very well that fight. Something I wanted to mention is that you didn't use teleporter at all during this fight. Which happens, like, but something I like to do is, like, when you've got a level 3 beam like this, I like to just use teleporter, just put it down somewhere. Teleporter, it places down really fast. You just have to press E and then press left click on somewhere, and it goes down fast. It doesn't really take too much time away from your beam uptime. So, like, what I would do right here is, like, place a teleporter from, like, somewhere around cart to somewhere around, like, here or something. Because that would allow you to, I mean, there's a Roadhog right here. So he does have hook for it if you go through. But just in general, when you have level 3 beam, you want to maintain your beam uptime, and just you want to keep having level 3 beam for as long as you can. And so you always want to be shooting someone and surviving. So in general, when I have a level 3 beam, I just place a teleporter, like, in their backline or wherever, honestly. It also helps. You don't even have to go through the teleporter, like, right away or at all. For example, if you place teleporter right here, then their widow will go, oh shit, oh fuck, and then she'll have to deal with it. She'll have to shoot it, and that takes a good amount of time. So yeah, in general, if I have a level 3 beam, I just like to plop down a teleporter, like, wherever. I don't have to go through it right away. I could go through it, like, 5 seconds later, 2 seconds later, 10 seconds later, not at all. But I just like to have it down. And that would be the optimal play in this case, because in this fight, you ended up not using teleporter at all. And it is better to use teleporter somehow for something, anything at all, than to not use it at all. Sometimes all you're going to get with teleporter is the enemy is going to spend 2 seconds destroying it, and that's what you're going to get. And that's not a lot of value, but that is some value. Yeah, overall that was a pretty good attack on your part.
Score. Initiate. Ready for battle.
Hello.
Attackers incoming in 30 seconds.
Armor. How positively medieval.
I will take that as a compliment, my lord.
Hello. Greetings.
5,
Teleporter online. I have opened the path.
2, 1. Attackers incoming.
Yep, I like it. I like it.
Objective A.
I will shape order from chaos. I have empowered you. You have my thanks. Turret deployed.
Okay. Throughout this fight, what I notice is that you're kind of teleporting unnecessarily. Like, you can see that both of the enemy tanks are up here, so you need to be putting as much damage right here as you can. You saw like the Genji right here, but that's it. And you can't really orb the Genji from either of these teleporter spots. So I would mostly just ignore him. I would really focus on spamming orbs right here to keep them from pushing through. And when you're teleporting back and forth here, I mean, you're not really doing anything. Like, you don't really... You can spam orbs from here to right here, but that's just not as good. Because the enemy, if they push forward, then they'll be like right here. And if you shoot from all the way over here, then you're likely to miss. But if you shoot from right here, well, that you're shooting in the same, like, kind of like line in which they're moving. So you're practically guaranteed to hit them if you shoot from right here. So there really isn't any advantage to teleporting right here for the time being, because you need to be focusing as much of your damage right here, and this is the best angle to do so. But yeah, that was pretty good.
I have found the enemy.
Fall back.
Face me.
Fall back. Turret in place. My ultimate ability is ready. Yahi karam vastavikta
Okay. This was a very iffy ultimate. I would take caution when using your photon barrier in a very close quarters like this, because the enemy, they hadn't committed any ultimates or anything. They weren't dedicated to pushing in yet. So what the enemy could have done is just see that you used wall right here, back up like 5 feet, and then all of a sudden they don't care about your wall at all. Like, it's not blocking anything for them. Yeah, so in general, when you're using photon barrier, you need to ask yourself, is the enemy able to back up right now and just ignore my wall? And you need to use wall so that they can't just do that. I mean, but in this situation, maybe watch it.
Yahi karam vastavikta hai.
Well, you used wall, and it kind of just made the enemy Reinhardt go, oh shit, and start backing up. And he backed up predictably, and his movement made it easy for your Reinhardt to charge him. So in this specific instance, it worked out. But I would take caution using wall in this way in the future. One way to like get much more guaranteed value out of your wall is if you wait for them to like push out of this hallway and then like take this area, and then using wall to like defend yourself, to block off point or whatever. That would be better. I would probably save it for that. So in general, using wall in close quarters like this, you have to take the fight fast, which is what your Reinhardt did here, and it worked out.
The stars for Jesus. The pain. Let's get you back in the fight.
I like this play.
I have my thanks.
There were some good aggressive turrets.
No.
Thank you.
I am sorry.
No one can hide from my sight.
I am in error. Photon barrier is charging. First is the light. Sentry turret. I don't think so. I don't think so. I am sorry. I am in error. Helden sterben nicht. 60 seconds.
This photon barrier is mostly good. Instead of placing it like this, you could place it like this. I mean, it's good in that you force their soldier to like walk past it in order to get value out of his ult. But because it's placed like this side is a bit closer to the enemy, they can kind of just walk past it and ignore it, and like in order to help their soldier. But yeah, overall, not a bad ultimate.
I am on my way.
30 seconds remaining.
Do not let up. Victory will soon be ours. I am.
Okay, yeah. I think you were right to drop down, because at some point, you're not always going to get value of just like chilling on high ground as Sim. But what I would have done is place the turrets from high ground and then drop down. Because if you place turrets like while you're dropping down, then the enemy is more likely to notice them, the enemy is more likely to notice you, and it just draws a lot more attention than you want. And staying on high ground to place the turrets, it gives you a better angle to place the turrets from. It lets you place them from a safer position, which is better. But yeah.
I am on my way.
30 seconds remaining.
Do not let up. Victory will soon be ours.
Get into position.
Not long. Turret online.
10 seconds remaining.
Janali sent. I require healing.
Destruction.
A second jump. From light into
I really like this. It wasn't like game changing or anything, and you already won the fight. But I really like the fact that you placed this TP not because you said, "Oh, there's an enemy up here," or "Oh, I need to take high ground," but just because it's a good TP. Just because you had TP off cooldown, so you might as well place it on high ground. That's kind of the same thing that I was talking about back on a 3rd point attack when you had level 3 beam and you didn't use TP the entire fight. There are some situations where you have it off cooldown, so you just might as well use it. You just might as well put it somewhere, and then that could come in handy. So yeah, I like that.
Victory.
Yeah, so there has been a lot of improvement since the last game. There were a lot of general things that I talked about that I think you can improve on. But I hope this all helped you, and I hope that you can climb even higher. Now, good luck in your future games.